Seriously?
Hey guys, and welcome to this conversion showcase video with myself, 6 Plus Stevo. In this one I am showing off my Bad Moon Big Mek with custom force field. Now, when I started building this thing, I had no idea what I was making. I was just having some fun rooting through the bits box, as you do, trying different things out, putting different bodies and heads and arms and bits together, and just seeing what I could come up with, really, with no real plan. And I think sometimes that's when your best kit bashes and best conversions come about, when you're just messing about in your bits box and trying things out. And this wasn't built out of need or necessity, because I've already got several Big Meks with custom force fields. I think I've got one in mega armor, and I've got two normal ones that I've made, which were on one of my earliest videos, actually, possibly my first video. I'll pop a link to that video up in the corner if you want to go and check that one out and look at my older Big Meks with KFFs, one of which recently got painted as well, which is in another more recent video. So yeah, I don't really need any more currently, but I just, once I started putting these bits together and the idea started forming in my head, I was like, yeah, this would be like a really cool looking Big Mek, actually. And I kind of wanted something a little bit different from the usual, and being a Bad Moon, I kind of had envisioned this kind of Big Mek being very grandiose and very proud of his creations and wanting to march out alongside his creations, his death dreads and his cans and whatnot, and go to war alongside them, protecting his beloved creations and showing off and leading the way like any Bad Moon should. And so that's where the idea for this guy came up. Anyway, let's get into the details of the bits I used and how I got this guy together. So the main body, which I'm sure lots of you have already realised, is part of the Flash Gits set, along with the bionic arm there holding the sword, which I really liked because it's got the sort of bionic bits, which goes really nice with a Big Mek that he's had some kind of injuries and things and bionics attached. It just adds to that kind of mech aesthetic. So I really like that arm for that. The other arm holding the slugger is from the knob set. The two shoulder pads, I believe, are both from the knob set. One of them definitely is. The other one I'm not 100% sure on, because they were already clipped off the sprue in my bits box, so I couldn't remember what sprues I'd cut them off. And the head, the cool looking head, is from the Mega Knob set, and it is the head used to make the Big Mek in mega armor. The custom force field itself is actually from the Jet kit. It's the KFF that goes on the what's it called now, the Mech Plane. It's not the custom booster blaster, that's the buggy thing. You know the one I mean anyway, the crazy named one. So that's where that came from. I put all that together, actually. I put that bit on the back and thought, yeah, that looks really good. And then realised at the last minute that it does have, off the wires and things that are going between the two prongs, that they have little pendants and stuff hanging off, little nuts and bolts and things, which are perfect for a mech. Trouble is, they're all hanging upwards, because the way that thing's supposed to go on the plane is sort of going backwards. So as the plane's flying through the air, the little trinkets and stuff are flapping in the wind and flapping that way. Obviously, if you put it on the back of a Big Mek like this, they look like they're kind of upside down. And I was like, so I had to file them off. So that's why they've been removed. So I had to very, very gently file those bits off, trim them away, and then file them off. I will swivel him around a little bit. He is blue tacked to the base at the moment. You might notice a bit of blue tack. So I haven't glued him because I want to be able to get from the to the underside and thing and be able to paint in those details. I just love the Flash Gits bodies. They're so cool. The posing that they've got, and I love the guy that he's in this sort of big trench coat with medals and stuff hanging off, and so he's obviously a bit of a big deal. And then round the back here, we've got a little bit more details. I have a spanner, because every mech needs his spanner, doesn't he? And that was made using a piece of Lego, is where that spanner came from. And the pouch with the spanner inside, I think comes also from the Knobs kit, possibly the boys kit. And usually sticking out of that is a slugger or a shooter of some kind. So I trimmed that bit off, filed it down, and then trimmed off the little spanner bit and super glued that in there, so it's a case holding a spanner rather than a slugger. And then just to fill in the little gap here, because there was a bit of a sort of an unsightly gap, I decided to attach a severed human head, which is always a nice little touch, a little grizzly trophy there for him. But yeah, I'm loving the way it's kind of come out and looking, and he's quite unique, and I like that trench coat. I think he's going to be fun to paint. He's going to stand out quite well. He's got sort of an air of authority about him. He doesn't look like your typical Big Mek, and that's what I really like. And yeah, I think already he's my favourite of all the Big Meks I've made, and he's definitely going to get a prominent position in my force because he just looks badass. I like having a Big Mek with KFF to sort of run alongside my killer cans and things, to protect them and then sort of muck in the fighting when the fighting gets thick and stuff. So I think he's perfect for that. And yeah, so yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about this guy. There's not much else I did to him. I say conversion, it's much more of a kit bash because there's very little sort of you know, special things I've had to do to him to get him where he is. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think it's quite an original idea because I don't think I've seen a Big Mek done quite like this. So hopefully he will stand out and he will look cool. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your feedback and thoughts on him. But for now, this is 6 Plus Stevo signing out.